Hey there. So in this video, I want to do a little test. I want to prove, or at least I think I can prove, that the myth of that magical signal level of -18 to -12 decibels for the optimal noise level, uh, it's not true. I think I can prove that. What do I mean by this? I think it doesn't hurt if you just turn down the signal for more headroom. And for a streamer, headroom is actually just what you want. So let's test this. Right. So here we have all my my plugins that I'm using, or all the stuff that's running on my PC. You can see two microphones running. However, the Rode microphone is completely muted for now. At least, well, we can't hear it, but you can see what's happening here in the processing. That is this window, this one. So we hear myself through that blue graph, that green graph down up here. This is this microphone. And whatever is happening on this microphone is in the window down below. This one. Okay, so right now we have no noise removal whatsoever. I have disabled all the noise removal plugins, everything that could change something about that. And actually, let's disable the de-esser as well, just to make sure. Why do I run the SloudMax plugin? Because I want you to see what happens if you are at a signal level that is actually as loud as that is actually a realistic audio level. You know what you would have in the real world. So, by the way, I will disable the plugins just to give you the comparison numbers without any plugins in there. But you will see it will not change the difference between the maximum audio level and or the average audio level and yeah, the noise level. Okay. So, right now we have this. Right now you can see simply the my speaking, which is peaking at about -4 decibels. This is simply due to a amplification or a limiter that I'm pretty much running as this plugin. Let me explain how this plugin works. So the first slider, the one on top here, is simply to add more gain in post. So if I change this to something lower, you can see in the other window that my audio level has gone down quite a bit. So this is what this plugin actually does, right? And I have I have changed it to, or I have set it to 12 decibels. Simply because with 12 decibels, I'm making sure to have as little compression on the top end as possible, and still never peaking about -4 decibels. Right. So now I will stop talking. While I'm doing that, I will well, hide away from the microphone so it doesn't pick me up as much. And you get to see with the numbers here This one is one of them, that is the average noise level, and that's the other one, that is the peak noise level. Let me tell you, the peak noise level will almost guaranteed be a set value because it will pick up my mouse click. There's not really something I can do about that. But anyways, let's still do it. The average noise level is something to compare anyways. So again, I'm hiding away and I'm pressing the reset button so you can see the RMS and peak levels. All right. So now we had a peak of -55, and as I expected, it didn't change because it pretty much picked up the clicking of the mouse. And an average noise level of -69. So, this is what you get with this kind of microphone if I'm not talking and if I wasn't actually in front of the microphone, you know, breathing and all. Because if you have the microphone this close, as I have it right now, obviously it will pick up your breathing quite a lot. So now I'm going to unplug this cable. I'm going to unplug it and I'm going to plug this plug into the cable instead of the microphone. What is this? This is an XLR plug without a cable on the end of it, but instead I have a metal film resistor here that is about -120 ohms. I know, normally you would use a 150 ohms resistor for this test. And this one is about, I think, 1 decibel lower in the noise in comparison. But since we still have, in the end, comparable numbers here, it doesn't really matter. It is just about, does the noise level change with different amplification levels. Right now, as you have seen before, we have a signal level that is easily at about -12 decibels, peaking. I mean, it is not always at 12. Let's actually disable this. And let's see how loud it gets. So yeah, it looks like we are peaking between -18 and -12. So this is again now the plug that we are going to use to get a noise level of well, the microphone without any input, if you will. Actually, a dynamic microphone, at least a dynamic microphone that is well produced, has a noise level that is so low, you will most likely never hear it over the noise in your room unless you have a really well treated room with no PC in it. And no streamer really does. So, now we have plugged this plug in. And now I'm going to reset this graph so we get to see the numbers that we have right now. So you see a peak of about -67 decibels. Okay, -66. Anyways, -66 as a peak and an average of -80 decibels. That is the noise that you have actually by you know, just the preamp pretty much. So There we go. Minus 80, minus 66. Now I'm going to disable this plugin because it does preamplification and it changes the noise levels that we would get. And now that I have disabled it, look at these numbers. We have a peak of minus 74 and a RMS of minus 88. So what do we want to do now? We want to, this is just so you have an actually idea why the numbers of a preamp might not matter as much as you think they do. It is just about the noise that comes in. If your room noise is louder, any settings that you have on your preamp or in your plugins will not change anything about that. Right. So, sorry. This now I'm going to enable the plugin again, and I will change it to something. Actually, for now, we want to have the number again, just so you can see. Okay, nothing really changed. As we can see, it is still minus 66-ish in peak and minus 80 in RMS. Right. Now I'm going to change at first this so that the noise level. I'm going to change this to the average audio level that we want to have later on. Like this. Obviously, now the numbers here will be dramatically higher. But this is to be expected. However, now we are going to turn down the audio levels. And we will keep doing so until we reach the desired noise level from before. And if I'm right, the plugin will still have about the same numbers from before. So we see about the same noise level from before, right? But now, if now I have actually made the preamp quite a bit quieter. I turned down the gain quite a bit. Okay, so this is again the signal from before. And as you can see, I was easily able to peak, and that is simply the output again, at minus 4 decibels. Let's actually see, okay, if I'm not talking that loud, I'm even below that. So again, it is about the same as it was before. So what does this prove? It does prove the following. If I disable the plugin, you can now see that the signal has gone down drastically. Actually, I can now peak at about minus 23 decibels instead of minus 12. Again, if I enable the plugin again, I'm still at the desired level from before. So you can see, even though I turned down the gain of this microphone quite a bit, the noise level didn't really change. So I didn't get more noise like this. So what's the fuss about having a having that level, that gain staging to a level of minus 18 to minus 12 decibels. What's about that? I can only guess it is something that is only interesting for some studio recordings, music recording. I have absolutely no idea at this point. It really cannot be about the actual noise level. I mean, what's the point of having less headroom there? I mean, I am really happy if I'm having more headroom here, because if I'm getting louder, nothing happens. I don't clip. And this is for streamers way more important. And on top of that, I think this test actually shows that having a lower noise, lower gain. No, yes, we have less gain, and but actually we have a lower signal level before post processing, obviously. If we have less gain, the noise is not affected at all. I mean, the room noise isn't affected anyways, because even on this microphone, with which is, by the way, quite a bit quieter than this one. This is the Shure Beta 58A. This is the Rode Procaster. Even on this microphone, the noise out of my room is easily 6 decibels louder than the noise of my preamp. So, and the difference, by the way, doesn't change as well. It's not just about the noise. It's not just about the noise of the preamp. It's about the overall noise level. It doesn't change. Even if I'm having a little, not as exact setting here. If there are some not as accurate settings here, even if that is the point, even if that is the case, the noise it's not there. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong here. Maybe some of you know something that I don't. If you do, please let me know down in the comments, by the way. But as far as I can see it, with my interface, and that's just pretty much your average Joe interface, even though, okay, this one is a little bit more expensive, but that's more due to the number of inputs and outputs of that thing. You know, it has additional line ins and stuff and line outs. If you ignore that, it's your average Joe audio interface. And I think it wouldn't make much of a difference for others. Mostly. I have to say this. Mostly. Because it depends on the dynamic range that each particular audio interface supports. The plugin, the interface that I'm using, this is the MOTU M4. This interface has a dynamic range of about of about 115 decibels, and yeah, if you have less than that, obviously you will most likely need more gain here. However, I say even then, minus 18 is as much as you would likely need. And since the room noise is still higher anyways, maybe it doesn't hurt as much if the noise level of your interface rises just a bit. You know, so you have, let's say, 3 decibels difference instead of 6 decibels, right? Like I have right now. Um, maybe it doesn't hurt. I mean, especially if all your recording is simply talking. And let's be honest here, streamers, at least the more lively ones, tend to get louder over time in the stream. Even myself, I noticed when I'm recording by myself, like I'm doing right now, I'm usually less loud than if I'm streaming. I've not really an explanation of why that is. Maybe my chat actually gets me pumped up and I'm just getting louder. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, the noise level, I'm getting completely off track here. The point is, the noise level didn't change. The self noise level. The noise level out of the room didn't change. Background noise didn't change either. No matter how I set the gain, if I set it to minus 12, to reach a signal level of minus 12 before post-processing, or minus 24. It didn't change. Explain, please, professionals. Please explain. Because either I'm missing something here, or you are generalizing there. I don't know. Please explain.